Manchester Metropolitan University, one of a growing list of universities across the country where students have had to go into lockdown in their accommodation blocks. This the result of a significant spike in coronavirus cases. 1,700 students here having to self-isolate for 2 weeks. The aim to suppress the outbreak. It's a bleak start to the new academic year.
We've just been told that we've got to stay in our flats for 2 weeks, bearing in mind, like, a lot of us have already been isolating for the past 2 weeks or 10 days because a lot of us have had coronavirus or been in contact with somebody with it.
We've not been given any indication how we're going to get the supplies we need, like shopping, and we have no access to washing machines to wash our clothes.
Let's speak now to our correspondent Lakshmi Gopal, who's in Manchester for us. Hello to you, Lakshmi. What is been the reaction in Manchester? I mean, this is only just the start of the new academic year for students after all the disruption earlier in the year. I mean, for a lot of them, this must be a huge frustration.
Absolutely, Sean. I mean, when students applied to university, this was not probably what they had in mind for the start of the academic year. A lot of their face-to-face courses now online, Freshers' Week, a socially distanced affair. And here in Manchester, 1,700 students at Manchester Metropolitan University starting their year in self-isolation for 2 weeks. So behind me is one of the student halls that's been affected. Just down the road is one of the others. And students here are in lockdown for 14 days, self-isolating after an outbreak of more than 100 coronavirus cases. And just a little while ago, I spoke to parents of one of the students who'd driven up. They drove all the way from the West Midlands. They said they spent an hour and a half driving to get here last night to see their daughter, only to find out that they couldn't see her because she was in isolation. So they dropped off some supplies this morning, and they say that they feel really worried for her and that she is not having a great time of it. As you can imagine, this isn't exactly what the start of your term's supposed to look like. And actually, just a few minutes ago, before I started speaking to you, we saw a student who had left his lockdown. He was in lockdown, but he left to go and get tested because he had coronavirus symptoms, and one of his housemates had also been tested positive. And he was saying that he felt a bit let down, a bit betrayed, because this isn't what he'd anticipated. He'd spent thousands of pounds, spending thousands of pounds on rental fees and on tuition fees, only to have the start of his term with online courses and being stuck in this building here for the next 2 weeks.
Yeah, it's going to be a tough time for many of them. Lakshmi Gopal, thanks very much.